commission confirmation video on a Sidestrike. Very basic stuff. This was actually for a cosplayer. This is not for an actual Nerfer because it's a black blaster. I would not recommend anybody who play in public or play around non-Nerfers or people who don't know what you're doing. I would not recommend you paint your guns black because it looks like a firearm and you can get into serious trouble, like prison or death. Sir's business. But internal modifications, actually none. I would recommend to any cosplayers not to modify your blasters internally, or at least not take out your air restrictor for springers. So you can dry fire. It's not super loud and it's not harmful to the blaster when you dry fire with the air restrictor in. If you take it out, you're making a really terrible sound and you're damaging your plunger tube and you can eventually break it. So if you leave it in, you can dry fire all you want while you're in costume and you're not risking your blaster. So no internal mods for performance, but I did add some weight. I added some metal in the back here in the grip and then in the front up here to sort of bulk down the blaster to make it feel more like a gun instead of just a piece of plastic. Honestly, I didn't think I was going to like the feel of a heavier Nerf gun because usually I try to reduce weight, reduce clutter for my mods, but I actually like the feel of this. I prefer this with the weight added than in stock form, which really surprises me. I wouldn't recommend it weight adding to like bigger blasters because you could put on a few pounds. And then it might feel cool for a few minutes, but then after you're playing for 20-30 minutes, it would just get heavy and bulky and unnecessary. But it definitely feels good. Now to the paint, a primary part of the commission here. Flat black vinyl dye base, as you can see, silver dry brushing, and I also added a red dot right there. That's not a red dot sight, that is actually just a red dot of paint to simulate a sight, to reduce the cost of not having to buy a laser sight. The cosplay that the guy is trying to replicate has a firearm with a laser sight integrated into it, which sort of the Sidestrike we chose because it looks very much like it in stock form. There's no actual shell modification to this blaster. But if this is the laser sight, then the laser would be right there. Again, that's just a red dot. It's not an actual laser sight. It doesn't illuminate. It doesn't have a battery. But I still think it looks pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with the paint job, and I also finished it up with a matte clear coat as always. The clear coat should protect it from usual wear and tear, and especially with a holster like this sliding in and out, it might eventually chip or will eventually chip if you remove it from plastic. Plastic to plastic contact is not good for paint at all. Even stock Nerf guns chip away if it's a painted component rather than a molded or dyed plastic. The holster was also painted to match. Probably excessive dry brushing for a holster, especially since most holsters aren't metal, they're plastic, so dry brushing might not be the most realistic, but it looks cool and it matches well. For those who aren't aware, I didn't make this. This actually comes with a Sidestrike, which is really cool. If you're looking for a blaster with a holster, I'd recommend the Sidestrike because it fits pretty well, and it's actually more practical if you want a single shot blaster like this. So yeah, pretty quick video on the commission confirmation. This is mostly just for my client, but it's a public video if anybody else wants to see a realistic pistol like this. So to my client, email me for shipment confirmation and I'll send it out and everything. And for everybody else, thanks for watching. If you want details on my commissions, link in the description box below. Thanks for watching.